Hey everybody, it's Theresa here, Lark and Design, and welcome back to my Bermuda Honeymoon album. So I've been cruising right through this album, and I wanted to share this layout with you today. And so here's what's been inspiring me lately. And I've realized, as you probably have as well, that Crate Paper has sort of transitioned their product collections, and they've been releasing a lot of tropical travel themed collections. The last 3 or 4 collections have been those kinds of collections, and they're perfect for this album. So I've been inspired by that, and I just have all of my Crate Paper collections that are travel themed. I just have them all on my desk right now. And so that is a tip I want to share with you. When a product arrives and you feel inspired by it, jump on board and go with it and make 5, 6 layouts or whatever you feel like making until you're ready to do something different. So what I'm doing with this layout today is I wanted to be sure and include some maps into my album. And what I recommend when you're traveling is pick up 4 or 5 maps. Get a couple of copies of the same map so that you can cut them up and feel free to use them in your album as you wish, and you don't have to worry about ruining it. And so what I found was I'm still documenting our day at Horseshoe Bay here, and I wanted to show as part of the story where on the island we were, and so of course a map is a great way to share that. So I'm just cutting up the map to fit in my pockets, and I did this in my Disney album. I did that for each one of the parks, and so if you haven't seen my Disney album project, you can see that. You can see how I used maps in that project. I have a playlist for that album. But I think that this is such an easy way to incorporate maps, and it's so simple. You just cut it to fit into your pocket. And of course, this map was bigger than 9 by 12, so I only used half of it. And then I can incorporate the other half of the island at a later time in the album as well. And of course, because I have like 3 or 4 of these maps, then I'll be able to use a different one. So that worked out pretty easily. And it's just a fun way to fill a page, right? And so what I'm going to do once I have it cut apart is I'm going to add this little arrow here. It's not really an arrow, it's a chipboard word strip from Felicity Jane. And I'm just going to add that so that it points to where we were on the island. And then I'll come back to that in a minute. I did attach that directly to the top of the pocket page. And so then moving to the other side, I'm working here with more photos from Horseshoe Bay here. And this card here is one of the pattern papers from Crate Paper, and then the Say Cheese is one of the cards from the Mama Mind's Eye Wonder collection. And then I'm going to stamp this little sentiment. I had pulled the currently stamp set from R.U. Kristen's website, and I just stamped the right now onto that one little card. And then I am using the plain white cardstock here again for 2 of the pockets in this layout. And so I'm really having fun just using plain white cardstock, and I've kind of been challenging myself a little bit. One, it's a break from a lot of pattern and a lot of color, right? White, the color white is always a great place for your eye to rest. Of course, white space can be the color pink, but I really like the simplicity of white, and I like the ability to just add some simple lines and my journaling and maybe one little sticker to the card, and that's literally all you have to do, and you have a pocket filled, and you know that it's distinctly yours, and probably nobody else in the world would put stamps, cardstock, and stickers together the way that you did. So it's a fun way to just make your own. Pretty uncomplicated, right? And so for this pocket, I was going to use the white cardstock and decided instead that I did want a little bit of color in that pocket. So there's still a little bit of white around the edges. I had to trim it down. There's still a little bit of white around the edges, and there's also some color there. And then I ended up with 2 cameras on this layout, but it's okay. Just roll with it. And then I am totally loving these glitter foam titles from the Wild Heart collection. And I decided to use, I guess this serves as my title over here. I decided to use the Fun and Sun sentiment as the title here, and I really liked how this turned out because it doesn't actually, the font itself is thin enough that it doesn't actually obstruct the map. You can still read what's underneath it. And that, my friends, is a very simple Bermuda layout. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope that you will like and comment and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you back here again soon. Thanks again. Bye-bye.